All right, class is in session, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Hope things are going well. To begin class today, let's have you get out all your cell phones and gum and food and drink and lay it all out and enjoy school like this. Isn't school like this fun? Aren't you enjoying this? I tell you, nothing quite so good as being able to take a drink of water while you're enjoying math class. Hope yesterday was great. Hope you'll be all right today, even though yesterday we enjoyed not doing much work. Today we are going to do too much work. So sorry about that. Get your thinking caps on, and here we go. Here we go. Today's message, much like previous ones, we're just going to be adding to the information that we did in the last couple of days. We've practiced interval notation. We've practiced one-step inequalities, and now we're going to do not two inequalities. We're going to do two-step inequalities. And we're going to also continue to practice our interval notation. So here we go. You can see a bunch of different kinds of problems. A couple of these look the same. We can see 10 problems on today's assignment. Do the ones that you feel need to be done. Pause, repeat, skip ahead, go back as you need to accomplish these. I am going to go ahead and work on numbers 10 through 6 in backwards order on this. And then when you feel like you understand the concept, especially ones like this, number 9, and especially on ones with distribution, 7, when you understand some of those, then go ahead and feel free to start the quiz. Remember, in undoing multiple step problems, you've learned PEMDAS, parentheses, and then exponents, and then multiply and divide together, and then add and subtract together. When we undo those operations, we undo them in opposite order. So when we undo these problems here, we're going to undo any add or subtract first, and then multiply and divide. When an entire side of an inequality or equation is multiplied or divided by a number, we will get rid of that number first before we work on undoing any PEMDAS. Okay, here we go. So to accomplish getting v by itself, the first thing, add and subtract. We're going to subtract this 9 off of both sides, giving us 9v all by itself. We don't write the 0 that this becomes because we're lazy, is less than whatever 162 divided by 9 is. And I sure hope that it's 153. As I do this without a calculator, check my work on a calculator and make sure. Geez, it's not showing up on the number line. I hope I'm doing this right. Divide by 9. You get this 9 that's multiplied on. To get rid of that, divide it off. Gives you v divided by whatever 153 divided by 9 is. Well, 9 goes into 15 once. 6 left over. 9 goes into 63 7 times. So check my work on a calculator, but there's 17 on the number line. I think I got it. All numbers less than 17. There's 17, and everything less than, all the way down to negative infinity. There we go. We've solved it, and we've graphed it. And the instructions say to solve it and graph it and write it in interval notation. So we've done this a couple days already. The biggest number over here is 17. The smallest number is negative infinity. We don't reach either of them, and we shade everything in between. There you go. 3 answers to that one problem. So I said there's 10 problems. I guess there's really 30. But how do you feel? How do you think? What do you think of that? Is it all right? All right, we'll move on. Here we go. The 14 is divided off of this entire side of the inequality. So we can multiply it back on to both sides, because 14 divided by 14 is 1, which leaves us just x plus 3 over 1. We're lazy enough to not write it at all. And 1 times 14 is 14. Subtracting 3 from both sides gives us that x is greater than or equal to 11. I see 11 on this number line, so I'm feeling confident. So I just circle in because it's greater than or equal to greater than. There we go. So in interval notation, the smallest number is 11. The biggest number is infinity. I shaded everything in between. And I include 11, but I never get to infinity. 3 more to do. Boy, should I take the time on this video to do all 3 of these? On this one, you would just subtract. Well, I guess yes, because x is on the right here. When you subtract the 3 from both sides, you're left with that. And dividing by 5 on both of them gives you that. And then again, you can flip it around. So x, we've got the biggest part of the inequality towards the x and the 2. So it's all the numbers bigger than 2. There it is. All the numbers bigger than 2. 2 to infinity. Neither of them are included. On 7, this 10 gets distributed first. Now, if you want to divide off the 10 from both sides first, just like here. Here we multiplied 14 because the entire side was divided off, so we multiplied it on. You can do the same thing here. You can divide the 10 off of both sides, and then you're just left with negative 14 is greater than 5 plus n. And you've got these small numbers you're working with. It's beautiful. But if you didn't know that, negative 140, you distribute the 10 first. So 10 times 5 is 50. And 10 times n is 10 n's. And then we just subtract off the 50. Ooh, what does that get you? You know what that is? Negative 140 minus 50. That might cause a little bit of heartburn. If you type in your calculator, you know if you start at negative 140 and you take off another 50, you're at negative 190. And then you divide both sides by 10. So we've got n over there less than negative 19. Negative 19 shows up on the number line, so I'm feeling confident. I just like to switch it around because I can't read that very well. But I know that the smaller number, the smaller part of the inequality, the smaller numbers is the n. So n is less than negative 19. So negative 19, I want smaller than negative 19. Fill it in with an arrow. And that is my interval. I don't include negative 19. I don't include negative infinity, and I've shaded in everything in between it. There you go. I'll take your time on number 6 if you want, only if you feel like me, just so you can see what it's like when we multiply the 10. Because subtracting 4 off of both sides leaves us with this plus 0. We don't write it. Subtract 4, that takes you past the 0. Then multiply both sides by 10, undo this division right here, so that x is greater than or equal to negative 1 times 10. Negative 10, it shows up there, so I'm feeling good. I'm just going to flip it around here. X is bigger than or equal to negative 10. Bigger than, equal to negative 10. And then go ahead and, there's the comma, fill in the interval notation. Maybe hit pause. I'll stall to give you time to write it. And see if you wrote this. Negative 10 to infinity. And we never reach infinity, and we include 10. So black. On this worksheet, on all of these problems, there's never a situation where we have this negative attached to the exponent where we flip around the inequality. So just remember that that does occur, even though on all of these on this review, we're not making you flip the inequality on any of them. But just remember, if this was a negative, if there's a negative associated on a variable, you flip the inequality. That might show up somewhere. All right, what do you think? Was that good? Well, class is over. That was a quick 45 minutes. Hope you enjoyed today. Take that quiz real quick and have an enjoyable, wonderful day. Bye-bye.